right, so we are going to be learning about solving equations. Um, Today we're going to be focusing mostly on addition and subtraction. So as you remember from our mobile, like our balance models, our goal is really to get the variable alone. And we're going to learn how to do this without using the model. So my first step, the first thing that I like to do is draw a line down my equal sign. And the reason I do that is because that shows me where like my scale is balanced. This is one side of the scale and this is the other side of the scale. Whenever we're solving equations, we always want to focus on the side of the scale with the variable. So that means I'm focusing my brain on this side right here. I'm noticing that I have m, which is my missing variable, the value that I don't know. And then I have this 4, a positive 4, being added to m. Whenever I want to solve equations, I have to look at what's happening to my variable. So I notice what operations, addition, subtraction, multiplication, or division is happening. And the next thing I want to do is to get my variable by itself, I have to undo those operations. And I undo the operations by using inverse operations or opposites. So if I see addition, I need to do subtraction. If I see subtraction, I need to do addition. So when I look at this equation, I see a positive 4. To undo a positive 4, I need to subtract 4. Now, one of the important things about a scale is that whatever you do to one side, you have to do to the other. So if I'm going to subtract 4 from this side of my scale, what that'll do is make this side really, really heavy, so I also need to subtract 4 from this side. Positive 4 and negative 4 are opposites. They cancel out and make 0. Now, all that I'm left over with on this side of my scale is m. 10 take away 4 is going to be 6. That means my final answer is m equals 6. I can double check my work by substituting this value back in. So if I take my original equation, 4 plus, but now instead of m, I plug in 6, I should get 10. 4 plus 6 is 10, which means that I got my answer correct. Let's look at another example. For my second example, I have k minus 3 equals 2. My first step, I draw a line down my equal sign. Now I'm going to notice what's happening to k. K is being subtracted by 3. To undo subtraction by 3, I have to do the opposite, which is adding 3. Whatever I do to one side of my scale, I must do to the other. That's why I draw that line to remind myself that the same thing should be happening on both sides. A negative 3 and a positive 3 are opposites. They make 0 and cancel out. Now I'm only left with k on this side, and 2 plus 3 is 5. So that means my final answer is 5. I can double check my work by substituting it back in. I'm going to do the substitution in a different color. Instead of k minus 3, I do 5 minus 3, and that's supposed to equal 2. 5 minus 3 sure is 2, so I know that I got my answer correct. We'll do one more example that gets just slightly harder because things are going to look a little bit out of order. In my final example, I have negative 5 plus m equals 3. I'm still going to start by drawing my line down my equal sign so I can see the balance of my scale. I need to focus all of my attention on this side. I need to notice what's happening to my variable. I notice that there's addition, but we're adding by a negative 5. This is where things get a little bit tricky. And this is where I always sing Beyonce's Irreplaceable. I don't know if y'all know this song, but she sings, to the left, to the left. So whenever we're solving equations, to figure out if we need to add or subtract, we look to the left. This is a negative 5. To undo a negative 5, I need to add 5 to both sides. Negative 5 and positive 5 are exact opposites. They cancel out and make 0. On this side, I'm left with just a positive m equals 3 plus 5 is 8. So what we need to do to balance equations is draw a line down our equal sign. Notice the positives or negatives, the addition or subtraction, and one thing I'm going to make a little note about here is look to the left of your number. Oh, my face is in the way and I can't read that. Sorry. Look to the left of your number, and then we have to undo whatever that is. So if it was a -5, we add 5. If it was a -3, we add 3. If it was a +4, we subtract 4 for each one of these. Go ahead and try your practice problems. Good luck.